In this video, I'm going to be talking about Conor McGregor because what is Conor McGregor up to? And I don't even know. When it comes to fighting, who knows anymore, you know? I just wanted to make a video discussing, well, not Conor McGregor's situation, but when will we see Conor McGregor back in the octagon? Will we see Conor McGregor back in the octagon? And just overall, what's going on with him? Because we haven't seen him since the brutal leg break to Justin Poirier, obviously back in, I think it was 2021? Yeah, back in July of 2021. Haven't saw him in over 2 years now. Inactive, you know, that's kind of been the story of McGregor. And I'd like to start off saying I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan. Huge Conor McGregor fan. He's already got me in the sport, so I have so much respect for Conor McGregor. But I just don't know what's going on with Conor McGregor because he's been saying that the leg's good. He's been saying the leg's better than ever. That's what I've been hearing. He's been saying about that. He's been saying about that. He's been saying about that titanium shin bone for a long time now. So hopefully he just gets active again because the number one problem with McGregor is his inactivity, and it's not something that's appeared now. It's been a long time of inactivity, a lot of inactivity. I know we had COVID. I forgot to say we had COVID. I know that was a big thing that McGregor couldn't help. McGregor was saying that he wants to fight. Dana wasn't letting him fight, which I don't know why. He's the biggest star in the company and you don't let him fight. Don't understand that one, but Conor was saying he wanted to fight during COVID. He was trying to fight during COVID on the McGregor Forever documentary. He was saying he wanted to fight. Dana wouldn't let him, so there's that. But obviously, there was a Mayweather fight. He put inactive for that. Wasn't doing much MMA training, primarily doing boxing. Then he came back for Khabib, lost. Then he took another 2 year layoff. Like Tony won. That voice was mad. 40 second finish, impressive. But then again, it was like another year layoff, which isn't awful. We see fighters like Makachev do a 1 year layoff. Which Makachev, when are you gonna fight, and who are you gonna fight in that October card? Because it's getting close, and I don't think the winner of Dustin Poirier just engaged to be fit enough. And that's off topic. So another thing with McGregor, he's been partying quite a lot, and with the Ultimate Fighter, like he's not doing well in the Ultimate Fighter. He's 0-7 at the minute. 0-8, I think it could be, but we'll go 0-7 to be nice. But and that isn't part of that isn't McGregor's fault. Part of that is his team is rubbish. Like, let's just get that straight. Prospects versus veterans. I don't know who came up with that. It's one of the most stupidest things ever. It's putting people who have been in the UFC, who have seen the UFC, fought high caliber, good levels of fighters, who didn't quite make it in the UFC, so, kick them off. But now they're giving them a second chance against newcomers, basically. People who haven't seen the UFC, haven't touched the UFC, These are people who are prospects, but at the age of 35, 36. These are not prospects, okay? Not prospects at all. At the age of 35, 36, you're starting to kind of wind down, kind of going out your prime even a bit, Conor McGregor has his birthday, 35, like how did we get here? How is Conor McGregor 35? Again, with the parties, Oh man, what are those parties doing? Because he's 35 now, McGregor isn't the young, up and coming, hungry fighter that we knew him as in featherweight anymore. This is an older Conor who's made it, who's made millions and millions and millions, provided generational wealth for his family, their family, for his family generation. They've all got money. So, I've got to think, why is he doing this? And obviously, another obviously one, is the hunger still there? Does he still have the hunger to get in the octagon and throw down with someone? Does he still have that? I personally think he does. But you've got to think, it's like, is the party in life, is he seeing the party life and the fighting life? It seems that the party in life's a bit easier, well, not a lot easier, and funner. Has McGregor getting that point of his career where he's kind of done with fighting? Is that a thing? He's saying he's not done. He's saying he wants to come back, and I believe he will come back. I I believe he will come back. But who will he come back against? Because in the Ultimate Fighter, the opposing coach is Michael Chandler. Obviously, him and Michael Chandler were supposed to fight at the end of the Ultimate Fighter, which, by the way, this season Ultimate Fighter has not been good. You know, the ratings have not reflected a Conor McGregor season at all. The ratings have been, what, like 200k? McGregor was getting 500k with Uriah Faber. So it's like, oh man, it's not as good at all. You know, the Ultimate Fighter this season, he's barely even on. And if we're going to be honest, the best moments are on the after parts of Ultimate Fighter, not on the main bit, but on the after bits of Ultimate Fighter. So it's like, what's the point of watching that when I could just watch the better bits that come up after? And the fights, well, I mean, the fights, as soon as the fight starts, you can see who's going to win. Whoever goes for the first punch, and whoever can throw an actual punch, they're going to win, like. And most of the time now, you flip a coin, no, now it's, okay, there's a veteran here who has had many, many more fights, and who's been in the UFC, and who's fought UFC caliber. There's a prospect here who's never fought UFC caliber. I wonder who's gonna win. I really wonder who's gonna win. I think the prospect might lose. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying that. Can't believe I'm saying the prospect might lose. Danny, you're an idiot for setting that up, Danny. Why would you set up that show, prospects and veterans? I don't understand. It's like, and the thing is, it is partly McGregor's fault, because McGregor won the coin toss, and McGregor picked the prospect, so it is partly his fault. And yeah, Conor's training methods, he's getting them in sparring, which isn't bad, but Michael's doing individual little sessions, seeing what their strengths are, weaknesses, trying to improve. But McGregor's just putting them in there with sparring. Yeah, go and spar out there, mate. Yeah, go and putting the gloves and the head guards and the spar, mate. Like, that's what McGregor's doing. Good shot, yeah, good shot. Left kick, high teep, he's saying that in the corner. And Michael Chandler's like saying a full dialogue. McGregor's coming in with a suit. He's not even like in the corner. He's like walking around pacing, like, good shot, flow the left, flow the there, counter left, yeah, throw that thing, yeah, oh, lovely jab, stunning jab. And you're like, McGregor, what you, no, get in the corner, wear the vest, okay, wear the blue vest, that's why I'm wearing blue, Team McGregor, obviously Team McGregor all the way, but wear the blue vest, go out there, and, support the team. So jab and slip with the jab, lovely one there, lovely, up, get up from the takedown. You know what I mean? Maybe tell him other things, like, you know what I mean? Back to who is he going to fight? That's the big one, because that Michael Chandler fight looks to be as if it isn't even happening now. Like, that Michael Chandler fight, it was set in stone, that was happening. And then McGregor didn't enter the USADA pool. There's been no attempts of McGregor trying to enter the USADA pool. McGregor and Michael Chandler, it's kind of fizzled out. Michael Chandler still wanting that fight, obviously. It's the money fight. Everyone wants that McGregor fight. I don't know if Conor's going to take that. And honestly, if I'm being honest, Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler, on McGregor's debut back, I didn't think that was the fight to make. Yes, Conor could win that fight, but I don't think that'll be a big fight. Like, if we're looking at the Justin Poirier Conor McGregor fight, that's so like 1.5 mil. Well, roughly around there. This fight, I think it does around a mil. I don't think it does, like, I think it does a mil flat, which is great, because UFC cards today, you've been doing like, 500k, 300k if you're looking. So $1 million will do the UFC very well. But if you're looking to make big money, what you're probably looking at is a possible Charles Oliveira matchup. Which, it's funny, because Charles Oliveira, he said he'd be fit for October. Then as soon as the McGregor Michael Chandler stuff happened, he said, I may not be fit until November or December. It just so happens when it's looking likely when Conor McGregor is going to return to action, which is around the November-December pay-per-view time, which makes sense, That's a big fight for Charles. That could set Charles up so much money, That could really set Charles up. Charles is a superstar right now, and I think that fight would do crazy pay-per-view. That could do 1.5 mil. If you stack If you stack the card, because it's not going to be a title fight. If you stack the card loads, that could be a good card. Let's say, I don't know, let's say O'Malley loses the fight, then you in O'Malley rebound fight, put that on the card, put a Pimlet on the card. That card could sell a load of pay-per-views. But do I think Conor McGregor would beat Charles Oliveira in 2023? I don't know. I don't know who Conor beats in 2023. Like Chandler, I think you could beat Chandler. I think Michael Chandler's style is like a Chad Mendes. Very small, stocky wrestler with a big overhand, big power shots, wild looping shots. But like, see, and that's Conor's bread and butter. Conor's bread and butter is when they go into strike, counter bum left hand down the pipe. So I think Conor could very easily beat a Michael Chandler. But do I think Conor could beat Charles Oliveira? That's a whole different kettle of fish right there. Charles Oliveira is on a streak right now. What he did to Beneil Dariush, not many people have done that besides probably Barboza. Yes, another Brazilian, you could say Brazilians way falls off, but Conor has been a couple Brazilians, so there you go. But no, I don't know. Charles is hittable. Charles is very hittable, and he does get hit a lot. Every fight apart from his last fight, he's been dropped, he's been wobbled. And if you get wobbled by Conor, probably gonna go out. Like Conor has some of the best, most underrated ground and pound I've ever seen. Conor's patience when he rocks you and when he gets you on the floor, he doesn't just throw like a barrage of punches. He times those. He finds, okay, one there, okay, take my time, one there. He's patient with his ground and pound. Usually with a fighter, when they've got the opponent rocked and when the ground and pound's coming in, they'll just throw anything to get him out there. Kind of looks at the places he can land the ground and pound, and it works. It works great. So Conor could potentially finish Oliveira, but I think if it goes to the floor, Oliveira is going to submit him. Like that's just the obvious thing. And it's like Oliveira could even TKO Conor. Oliveira's got hammers. He's got hammers for hands. He's got hammers. Conor McGregor may have like shotguns, but he got hammers. Hammers, you know what I mean? If he's close, you're getting hammered, but pause. McGregor you're getting hammered. Maybe he is, I don't know. But I think that would be a fun matchup, but do I think Conor would win? Again, he could pull up the back. He could pull out like a second round, first round KO. Or Charles Oliveira could pull out a first round, second round submission. So it's like, you just don't know what can happen. You really don't know what can happen there. So I think Conor McGregor's opponent, it's either going to be Charles Oliveira or Michael Chandler. Those are the two. It can't be a Makachev, definitely not a Makachev. But again, Makachev doesn't need a fight, but they would not give Conor McGregor a Makachev, no. They couldn't. If they did that, they'd lose all their reputation, they'd lose everything. Like, why? Like, they wouldn't do that, So, I think that's the matchup to make, either Charles Oliveira or Michael Chandler. We've also got to think of the fact why McGregor's being active. McGregor has a kid on the way. McGregor has a kid on the way right now. A fourth one. That's another thing we've got to take into account here. When's he going to be back? Because he's got another kid on the way, and who knows how long that's going to take? Because 9 months. Again, I think he'll be back this year. I think he'll be back late this year. But there's a lot to take into consideration here. He's not in the Usage pool. He doesn't have an opponent. He's been partying and drinking a lot. We see in the face he doesn't look the same anymore. Doesn't look the same guy. Completely different. On episode 1, Conor came in with a limp. On the Ultimate Firehouse, Conor came in with a bit of a limp in his step. So you got to wonder, what's that? Injury, possibly the leg. Could be injured, re-injured, who knows? But he's been training in the Ultimate Firehouse. We've seen he looks okay. He's back in that karate bouncy stance. He's looking okay, but there's a lot to take into consideration with McGregor. Does he still have the hunger as well? Yeah, I think he does. But does he have the same hunger? Does he have the drive to go in there? That's something we'll have to see. There's It's a lot to take into consideration, you know. I'm a big McGregor fan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge McGregor fan. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, I've literally got the whiskey, like, you know, I'm big. I'm Aussie 18, yeah, Aussie 18, obviously. So yeah, McGregor, there's a lot like he needs to set straight before he goes back in UFC. He needs to be disciplined again. He needs to get off the drink, get off that proper 12 whiskey, yeah. Get off the good stuff, yeah. He needs to get off that. He needs to get back in the gym, back to John Kavanagh, back to SPG, back to training, lose the weight, lose the lose whatever he's got going on there. The whole, you know, possibly injecting stuff. I don't want to, you know, but it's gonna be rough, man. If he comes back and loses again, I don't think he fights. Like if Conor McGregor comes back in December or November and loses again, I don't think he'll fight again. I don't. I think he could go boxing. Maybe try some boxing out. You know, he's always said he wanted to fight Pacquiao. That could be a fight, the Mayweather rematch. But if he loses again, I don't see him fighting in the UFC. I mean, I see Dana keeping him around, wanting to keep him around, but like, I don't know if Conor has that pride if he loses another one. Because Conor McGregor is seen as this like untouchable superstar. And if he loses another one, it's really getting that stage where are you now just not in your prime anymore? Like, are you just saying this now? Are you just saying this to save face? Are you actually the dominant fighter you said you were? Because inactivity is massive, and Conor McGregor has not been the most active over the years. You know, much of what we're seeing from Colby Covington right now, Colby Covington isn't active at all. That's why it was against Masvidal in what was that, October? I don't even know when. Was it 2022 October? We haven't seen. Can be 2021, honestly. We haven't seen. We haven't seen Colby in so long. I'm just getting there with McGregor as well. You know, I haven't seen McGregor in over 2 years. What McGregor are we gonna get on the return? Are we gonna get the motivated McGregor? Are we gonna get the angry McGregor? Are we gonna get bald McGregor? Like you, but please no bald McGregor, please. But like inactivity, the partying, the kid on the way, who his opponent's going to be, you know, does he still have the drive, and when is he fighting? Those are all things you take into account here. But I think he does come back, and I think he does fight Michael Chandler, as I said, Charles Oliveira. I think he could beat a Michael Chandler. I don't think he could beat a Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is just different, man. Very different, like. But yeah, you know, I just wanted to make this video to discuss McGregor and what his plans could be moving forward, because we just don't know. You know, we're seeing in some interviews for Ariel Helwani. I saw True Geordie point this out, which I didn't really agree with his point, because, you know, he's been talking clearly since that. You know, he's been putting out, well, apart from, you know, he's been putting out the occasional drunk Twitter, which I don't like. Again, sure he's been partying a bit too much, but it's like I saw True Geordie's video saying, like, you know, he's not even speaking clearly. I think he's speaking clearly. You can still hear what he's saying, but it was funny when he called him a Bones victim. Yeah, mate, he did a Bones victim of that thing, yeah. He's still funny, but Drew Dory's points were okay. You know, I didn't agree with him fully, but I saw what he meant, you know. He was looking very erratic. He wasn't looking like himself. A lot more puffy. Who knows? Who knows what could happen with McGregor? He's so unpredictable. That's the one thing with McGregor. He's erratic and unpredictable, and you don't know what his next move's gonna be. But I think he does come back December. I think we could probably see the Michael Chandler fight happen. I do. I think that happens. I think Conor McGregor, if Conor McGregor beats Michael Chandler, instant title shot. And think of Conor McGregor versus Islam Makhachev. The promotion for that fight would be insane. Conor McGregor would be going for Islam Makhachev like how he went for Khabib. You know, he'd be absolutely throwing all the one-liners on Makhachev. You know, he'd be saying everything he can to get in Makhachev's head. Could he beat Mcgregor? I don't think so. You know, I think the only person to beat Mcgregor is probably going to be Volk in the rematch. That's the only person I can see beating Mcgregor, and that's Volk. I don't see Conor doing it, you know. I think Conor could beat Michael Chandler. fight Makachev. That would do crazy pay-per-view buys. Crazy pay-per-view buys, in fact, that could do really well. And after that fight, I think you'd probably lose, maybe get submitted. And after that, I don't know what would be next for Conor, but I just want to see the build. I want to see Conor Makachev, the build up, yeah. That's what I want to see of the Khabib one. How mate, if you had a fight out of a smack of male, feel like a door out of Shogun, yeah. That's what I want to hear McGregor back to his old ways, but yeah. This was just a video discussing what's next for McGregor. And yeah, peace.